Hello, it's me, Local Weather Network, KID 2415. So I'm going to get right into it as we have some more information regarding this potential tropical storm slash hurricane. Now, the way the development seems to be going for Disturbance 1 is that late this week it starts to organize over Cuba into the Gulf of Mexico and develop into a potential hurricane. So, as you can see on my screen, I have the National Hurricane Center pulled up. Now, as you can see, Disturbance 1 is moving over the Greater Antilles. As you can see, the cone is between Cuba, and a majority of Florida. So, the formation chance through the next 2 days is 0%. While, you know, through the next week it's still 60. Though I'm pretty sure, and I have a good feeling that it's gonna increase to either 70 or 80 by Friday or Saturday, because I'm about to show you the models and I want to explain why in a minute here. But as you can see, these are the areas that need to be watched: Dominican Republic, Haiti, Cuba, and South Florida and the Keys, as you can see right here, where the cone is, as well as some region of Cuba. Now, it's gonna also, so as you can see right now, it's in the Greater Antilles as well as Puerto Rico, as you can see the cone. So we'll just go ahead and show the models, and yeah. So as you see on my screen, I have the European model right here. It's only gonna be like 90 hours, but to still show something that's gonna be happening. Now, let's just say this is the disturbance. Once as you can see, it's moving northwest. As you can see, it doesn't really seem to be doing anything. As you can see, it does something similar as the American model. That's something that seems to be agreeing with. But again, only 90 hours. I won't be able to show more. Now, let me go ahead and show the next model. Okay, so here we have the Canadian model. Now, you can see this is where disturbance 1 is located in the Canadian model. As you can see, it moves over Haiti and Dominican Republic, bringing potential heavy rainfall as it keeps moving west. You can see it moves over Cuba, bringing rainfall to Cuba as well, moving into the Gulf of Mexico, developing to a potential tropical storm, impacting Tallahassee, Florida, then moving away east. Now, we'll go ahead and go with our last and final model. So yeah. Okay, so as you can see on my screen, I have the Germany model. This is Disturbance 1. Go ahead and play it. So as you can see, as it keeps moving west, it goes over Haiti and Dominican Republic into the Grand Antilles. You see, it's slowly moving around Cuba as it moves northwards. As you can see, it starts organizing a little bit, hitting North Florida, Northeast Florida as a potential tropical depression, goes into Alabama and the Carolinas, and then goes east. Now, this is just the Germany battle. Now, down to, my opinion. Okay, so here I have the relative humidity. As you can see, this is all dry air, as you can see right here. This is not favorable for a tropical storm to develop. Now, keep a look at this area near the Greater Antilles. As you can see, this is where the tropical wave moves in, and as you see, this wave of humidity right here is going to come into play soon. As you see, after it goes to Cuba, it goes down and brings the necessary vapor for it to develop. As you see right now, as you see, it starts to organize after that band comes in, allowing it to develop and organize to become a potential category 3 hurricane. This is why we need to keep a lookout, like I've been saying. This could be major, especially for the residents of North Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana. This could be a really bad storm, especially with the heavy rainfall and the potential flooding for Cuba, Haiti, and Dominican Republic, as well as all the heavy rain that we brought upon to Florida, North Florida, Tallahassee, Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and show as well all the rain that will be possible as well right here. So as we can see, the 24-hour accumulated precipitation on my screen for the American model. Let's go ahead, as you can see. So this is where the disturbance is currently. As you can see, this is gonna be potential anywhere from around an inch of rain all the way to potentially 4 inches of rain for the Haiti and Dominican Republic as it moves along them. As you can see right here. Now, as it moves across Cuba, the same amount could be said, but a little bit more at 5.5 inches from around 1 to 5.5 inches. Now, as it moves north, this is where things can get really bad for Florida residents, Alabama residents, as well as Mississippi and Louisiana. Because once it moves north and starts strengthening, the coast of Florida, of North Florida, Tallahassee, is going to be receiving a large lump, including some of the extra outer bands, as you can see right here, where it brings along from an inch to almost 24 inches of rain on the coast, as well as you can see right here. Pensacola doesn't seem to get that much, but as we keep letting it play, and it's developing, as you can see, almost has an eye. Now, as it moves northwest towards Mississippi and Louisiana, you can see it starts bringing a ton of rain, and that's the perfect recipe for a heavy rain and massive major flooding, which is something that we don't want. But unfortunately, this path seems to be more realistic as of right now. So anywhere from around 2 to nearly like 14 inches of rain could be expected if the forecast, as it keeps looking like it keeps being accurate with the predictions, as well as the other models agreeing with this. The American model, the European model, as well as the Canadian and German all agree that it's gonna go some way north, right beside West Florida, and go north. Now, the American model has been really good, really accurate so far at predicting this, as you can see. Now, 14 inches of rainfall is not something that is wanted because it can cause heavy flooding as well as extremely heavy rainfall. But this seems to be, everything that we have as of right now. And this is expected, again, from late this week into early next week as well. So it's going to be developing around between Friday and Saturday, where I expect the National Hurricane Center to expect and raise their chances up for this system before, if it takes this path, it's going to be able to, get the proper vapor and environment that it needs to be able to develop to a hurricane, which is something, especially a hurricane that's a category 3, that's just a disaster. I mean, any hurricane, especially category 3, is something that we don't want. I mean, that's a major hurricane. I mean, what? That's around like 140 miles per hour, depending on the strength. That's also something I want to show as well. Okay, so as you can see on my screen, I put the southeastern U.S. view because you won't be able to see some of the winds in the outer view and the northern Atlantic view. You won't be able to see it. But anyways, let's go ahead. Let me go play it because it's gonna take a little bit for it to even show what's happening. So as you can see, this is where it comes. Disturbance one. It starts developing, goes north, gains the necessary environment to start developing in the Gulf of Mexico, especially with those warm waters. And as you can see, we can already see near between 80 and 64 knots of wind speed. Now, as you see, right before it goes a little bit over, it starts gaining more power. And as you can see, right before it impacts, it's at 948 millibars. As you can see, those outer rings, outer between the eye, you can see it's like a light rose pink. Now that approximately around 125 knots, which, if I'm correct, is around I think that's like 143 miles per hour, which is basically Category 4 strength. I mean, this thing is going to be extremely powerful, especially with those massive outer bands, as you can see right here, impacting almost from Louisiana all the way to Florida, as well as some of Georgia. As you can see, as well as some of the winds approximately from 52, ranging from as low as 34 all the way to potentially 140 miles per hour, mixed in with heavy rain and huge chances of massive flooding. That's something we don't want. As you can see, we'll let it keep playing. As you can see, goes over and still brings in heavy rain as well as potential flooding into even Tennessee. Now, with everything we have gathered here today, with all the models, with everything happening, if you live anywhere in North Florida, Louisiana, Alabama, and Mississippi, this is something to keep an eye for. Especially, you know, we don't know what could happen, but with all the models, this thing seems to be spot on. That's gonna be able to become a Category 3 potential. And just keep a lookout with your local news or whoever you prefer to watch for um, news about potential weather, because this thing is not going to be a joke when it starts developing into the Gulf of Mexico. Um, that's just my opinion. Even though with all the models we see today, I believe this thing is just, with everything that's going to be having going for it, just be prepared. And yeah, I'm gonna be doing another video tomorrow because this thing doesn't seem to be um, going back anymore. We're gonna have to have our hands out and get ready for this thing because a storm is coming. Peace out.